Landon Newton. I am the lead chemical technician for Plateau Land Wildlife. My primary objective is overseeing the chemical application on invasive and encroaching species here in Texas. Today we're out here doing a pretty extensive prickly pear job. So doing a lot of mixing of the herbicide and doing a lot of application process. And I'm gonna walk you through those steps and show you how we do it here at Plateau. One of the biggest things is prickly pear can engulf an area and grow very quickly and dominate an area. Zones that we're going to be spraying in today, the landowner's main concern is thinning it back and creating openings. He does a lot of hunting out here and he's very involved with the wildlife. So he wants to reclaim a lot of this area for that and just take back over his property and make it more inhabitable for those species. You add water to the tank first. It does two different things. One, you're not allowing the different elements that we're going to be adding to the tank to kind of pool in the center and then just be kind of a glob moving around in there. So they'll, most of the time when you add them, they'll stay on the top and kind of be on the surface tension of the water. So as you do your mixing process, you can agitate with water again and everything else and really make a thorough mixing to allow you to get you a more effective kill in allowing everything to be consistent throughout your spraying process. So I tend to add just a little bit of water in there in the beginning to help that process for mixing and stuff. So you just turn the recirc on. So this has a valve running back over to the top, back through here, that just is from the bottom of the tank feeding and keeping it a constant loop. So nothing becomes stagnated and separates or anything. Keeps everything consistent throughout as well. There, go ahead and add your water in over there. So first thing we're gonna add here is our drift control agent. So this helps when spraying, kind of helps keep everything a little thicker. A little much. And allows everything it allows the wind to not be as much of a factor when you're spraying, so it makes the droplets a little bit bigger and helps it stay more controlled in where you're trying to spray. When you get those random gusts of winds and stuff, you're not over spraying off into the wilderness. Next is our surfactant. So this helps make it sticky and allows it to stay on the plant longer and make sure that the herbicide does actually do its job. Less affected by the water, wind, everything else. Makes it adhere so it doesn't run off as much. This is the magic. This is our herbicide. And then finally, the dye. Do we use the last of them? Yeah. Okay. Now I'll show you my favorite part if you watch right here after I add this dye. Give it just a second. See everything agitate in. All right, and now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna agitate it a little bit more with my system here. A little excess drippage. Make sure everything gets nice and mixed up in there. let that run for just a second. Typically top it off with a little bit more water. Give it a good little shake. It always helps. And there you go. Now we're mixed in and about ready to spray. This, if unchecked, within 2 years, a couple of plants turns into 20 to 30 plants, quickly turns into 50 to 80 to 100, and then you're covered up like this and you can't even get back in here. And now you've got a corner of your field it's just untouchable. It's unusable. There's nothing to do there except go in and try to kill it and remove it. So we focus on educating our clients as to how to prevent this and why we do these certain steps, and helping them to understand that prickly pear is an issue. It does dominate an area quickly, and that it can easily be dealt with. It just takes a little bit of time and effort. So just making sure that we're getting both sides of these pads, really working our way around it. I kind of like to work one side at a time, almost like it's a square, giving each angle and working back and forth kind of across the side that I'm in, not really overstretching myself as much with where I'm going, being very controlled and looking at where I'm at and checking angles, making sure I'm getting everything, making sure I'm covering as much of the plant as possible. Sometimes it is a little bit more difficult. As you can tell, I'm standing in a bunch of cactus. So makes balance and judgment tricky, but slow and methodical is the easiest way to do this. Just don't try to rush through it. Don't push yourself, and make sure you're doing it properly. So besides walking through all of this and really, trying not to get stuck and trying not to injure yourself, one of the best or hardest parts about this is actually your judgment. So you've got to kind of go through every one of these plants with some type of judgment in what does it look like when I kill everything around it, and is this going to be a good place for an animal to hide? Because primarily I don't want to kill all of this cactus. I do want to leave some of these bigger plants so that small animals and stuff can use them as hides for predators. So kind of going through here and making that judgment call and not getting ahead of yourself and being slow and, okay, this one needs to go. It's not really in a great spot. Okay, these up around this tree here, probably a good spot. There's a big opening behind it. Something can get in there, something can hide. So it's controlling and making sure you're being very methodical, not sticking yourself with cactus and stuff, and making sure you're covering both sides, but also paying attention that you're not here to kill everything. You're here to make it better habitat for the animals and for the client. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned a little bit about this process here today, and about how prickly pear can overtake and how to properly get rid of it. If this is something that you're concerned about, please check the description down below. All of our contact information is down there. We would love to get in touch with you and come take a look and get this handled for you. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe.